AdultTalk, a podcast by AdultWork.
Hello, everybody, and welcome one more time to our beautiful podcast. And today, after 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks,
I guess it's
yeah,
2 weeks.
I'm here with Aurora Bella, and I was missing this. Oh, huh? It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks. We had a pause with our podcast, but we are back and we are full on. And today we have a very special guest for you guys. I'm gonna bring her to the stage, Madson Fox. Let me introduce you to the stage. Hello, how are you? Welcome.
Hello, it's good to be here. Thank you for asking me to do this.
No, it's very nice, very nice. We want to bring you to the stage for a while, and it's very nice to after this post to have you with us. And my first question to you, Matson, would be: how long have you been in the industry, and how did you start? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I've been in the industry 5 years this month. I actually got into adult work because I exited a relationship about 6 years ago and I had to move back in with my mum. I then saved enough money to buy my own shared ownership property and I moved into that. And I realized that on my normal job that I couldn't afford to live on the normal salary. So I happened to come across one day an advert on Instagram and it was talking about webcam modeling. And I didn't really know anything about it. I didn't really know, had no idea about it or what it really was. But here in the UK, you kind of hear things about, webcam model earns 150 grand a year, blah, blah, blah. But you kind of think like, yeah, right. And basically I joined a group where the lady sort of set me up on the platform, vaguely told me what it was, but I still don't really understand. And one day, sort of in the privacy of my new house that I just bought, I started to webcam, like just super ad hoc, just whenever I could, randomly. And the first time I ever logged on to the site itself, I thought I would make sort of like £5. I had no concept of what was possible or how to do it. And basically the first time I ever logged on, I probably did it for all of 3 hours. And my very first time I logged on, I logged off after 3 hours and I looked at how much money was in my account and I was like, holy crap, you really can make money from this. And basically I did it all very secretively on my own. I didn't tell anybody. And it got to the point that my mum confronted me and said, what are you doing all the time on your own? And And I did tell her and I did sort of explain. And she was just like as shocked as I had been in the very beginning. And basically what really sort of changed my life completely very suddenly was lockdown hit in the March and the April 2020. And so I basically got fired from my normal job. And, I was screwed, basically. I just bought this house and I realized like there was no other jobs on offer, there was no supermarket jobs, there was nothing. And I basically just had to dive straight into the industry with the webcamming. And luckily for me, over the last 4 years, I've actually managed to forge a career and a brand out of it. And it's completely changed my life for the better. It saved my life, actually, to be honest.
Okay, if you take us back a little bit. So before you start in the adult industry, what did you do before? What was your job?
Yeah, so I never went to university or anything. I actually wanted to get into film production. I wanted to be a director or a producer, but basically that never materialized. So I just worked in loads of different industries. Just before I lost my job and I got into adult work, I was a project manager for a technology company. So I worked with
Okay.
engineers day to day. Very boring, like very just
9 to 5.
9 to 5. Had no autonomy over my life, no autonomy over literally anything, to be honest. So the type of person I am, I always knew that I couldn't sort of work for a company for forever, because it just felt every day I went into work, I felt like there was a noose around my neck and I just was in a straitjacket, and you're contained and you're told what you can say, what you can wear, when you can have holiday, and you have to beg for kind of rights that you should just be given. So I always knew that I kind of wanted something more and I wanted to be ambitious, and I really needed money. I don't come from money. I've never had money in my life. So it was do or die, to be honest. So
Okay. So, and then after your normal job, when you first find out about the adult industry, you're very skeptical to start, or straight away you got in contact with the group and then they helped you out. What was that process for you from when you find out until you sign up in a platform and start streaming?
So what happened in the very beginning was I got sort of explained the concept by the adult work group manager. And, as much as they can explain, you don't really understand if you haven't used a service like that before. And
Yeah.
all I had to go on was sort of stuff that had been in the media. So really randomly, just before I started on adult work, Louis Theroux actually did a documentary on adult work and was speaking with regards to the sort of X-rated services side of things. And, that kind of demonstrated to me the possibilities of what else was out there, really. And if Louis Theroux is doing a documentary on it and he was explaining, then it kind of gave legitimacy to what it was, and what the site was doing, and stuff like that. But I guess I didn't really know what it was until I just started to do it, because it wasn't very mainstream. It wasn't really spoken about. So I kind of just had to find out, and
Find out, yeah.
yeah, my own way. And that is the best way to learn. But yeah, it depends what type of person you are. It depends how you like to, you can't always know everything before you start something. It's much like any business. People who set up businesses have no idea. They're kind of figuring it out as they
Yeah.
go along. They kind of took the same strategy.
Do you remember your first ever stream? First time you went, okay, live?
Yeah, I do.
Do,
I
do you
remember
wanna do you
it
wanna share?
very clearly. So I basically, it's all completely safe. It's all completely above board. It's all legitimate. You have to do all your security clearance and everything with your ID, your bank account, etc. You have to be cleared. And then you kind of just click broadcast now. And I remember you get calls that come through to the laptop and it just rings with this
Yeah.
this nice ring. And I just remember I just started to take calls and speak to the clientele that would come through. And do you know what? It was so enjoyable that time just passed without really thinking about it. And at the time, obviously, I was very naive. I didn't know everything that I know today. Yeah, and I just remember just the realization of the sort of face slap realization that, oh my God, you can make money from this. Because, I just had no idea. No idea.
But it's also the freedom, right? So
The
before you were
freedom.
in a job 9 to 5, you had somebody that you have to report to, your boss, and now you are in a completely different environment, working for yourself. But basically, whenever you are online, you can be making money, or whenever you're not online and you are a content creator as well, you can be earning passive income. So the more you start learning about the job, the more money you can make, and it's just become a snowball, making money and enjoying yourself.
Yeah, so it's been a fascinating journey, and from day one to today, there's been a lot of learning curves for me. And what I'm running is a six-figure business, and you realize very quickly that it's so much more than it's not. The strategy is not quick cash. I really believe that you have to take this stuff seriously, and you have to perform authentically and enjoy what you do, and do it with people in mind and care and respect. It's a luxury service what people are paying for, and they deserve that in return. So I just realized very quickly that you need to create a brand, you need to create a character that you play that people can connect with, because it's so much more than that. And not just that, but to protect yourself. In the beginning, I think I used a different name, and you must have a stage name. You have to go into it in a way of protecting yourself, your personal, things about you, and then only give
Yeah.
over what you want to, really.
So if a model, a newbie star is watching us today, somebody wants to start today and say, I'd like to be like Madsen and start. What would be your advice? What should, and she doesn't have much. She doesn't have a laptop. Maybe she have just a mobile. Can
Yeah.
she start using a mobile? How would you advise someone starting
Yes.
today?
You can start small. I didn't have much in the beginning either. I just had a mobile phone, internet connection, and a laptop. So start small, use the phone. You can broadcast on Adult Work via the phone. Um, One thing that I always did was, you have to treat this with the seriousness that it deserves. So nothing of what we do is to be taken lightly. And clue up, research, look at other models, who's your, competitor, how the system works, how can you get the best out of it. If there's coaching, see if you can get some coaching and advice and things like that. Just make sure you clue up, because what we are doing, it has a level of risk as well. It's not completely risk free. So always do your research, always clue up, look at people who have done it, who have built brands, who have built businesses from it. And yeah, ask for help, ask for advice, ask for coaching, research as
Yeah,
much as you can.
and it's the mindset as well, right? So if you're going to start into the business, is your mindset. If you're focused into make it happen, you can make it happen, right?
The mindset is fun. It's everything. So if you're the type of person that is concerned about people finding out about what you do, if you're the type of person that has concerns that, what you do is going to be out there, everything you do online, you have to have the understanding that it can be recorded, it can be somebody, everything is anonymous on the other end. So we don't know who is the clientele who are coming to us. You have to have the idea that everything you do, you have to have such a thick skin. You have to know your boundaries, but also know that you shouldn't judge too much. You have to sort of know, it takes a lot of psychoanalytics and
Yeah,
analysis of
and
yourself
you
and other people as well. So
no, and you are also, and in the end of the day, you are in a safe environment, right? You're in the comfort of your house, and you are just a button away to click and ban someone if you don't like something that a client say, or I mean, you are in a safe. Do you ever feel that you are in an unsafe environment, or for you is always safe?
No, 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 never. Never have I ever felt I was in an unsafe environment.
Amazing.
Online webcamming is it is so incredibly safe. And also, just to know, I think a lot of this industry and the sex industry, the adult industry, a lot of it is shadowed in sort of mystery and secretism. And it really doesn't need to be that. It's a bunch of adults consensually exchanging services, you know, for mutually beneficial reasons. And my personal experience with doing what I do, being an adult creator and live performer, is the clientele, honestly, are the most chivalrous, respectful, like lovely bunch of people. Honestly, I cannot say anything bad. I have had only but good experiences. And also that is down to how you conduct yourself as well, and knowing when to take yourself out of a situation, or what to put up with, what not to put up with. You are fundamentally in control of what you do, what you say, why you say it, when you do it, etc. And that, you know, it comes with a level of responsibility, but also respect for what it is, what we do, how we do it. But yeah, no, I've never felt unsafe. Always been incredibly safe online. The guys are amazing online. Cannot fault them.
That's actually the when we have other models in the podcast as well. They also mentioned this was right, or they also set boundaries. So of course, some models they will set boundaries in what they do and the things they will accept, but
Yeah.
they all feel very safe environments. And so
Mm.
another thing that you mentioned is regarding the mindset and support. How was that? You said your mom confronted you at some point. How was that on the beginning of your journey? Did you have support
Um,
from friends, family? How that process worked for you?
yeah, so with regards to the kind of coming out process of being an adult creator, um, it is controversial. It's a controversial thing. Everyone's got an opinion on it. It's like Marmite, you
Yeah.
either love it or you hate it. Particularly for me, I come from a relatively liberal family, but even with them, it has been difficult at times for people to understand, for people, you know, because sex work is such a controversial thing. It's always going to have that, but above it, overarching everything, I would say like 90-10 split of like support versus difficulty. Like 9 out of 10
Yeah.
people are respectful. Sex work is work. People respect it. If anything, I honestly have had more respect since I've done this job than any other job I've ever done. People find it fascinating. People find it they have respect for people that put themselves out there and that are trying to change their life and earn money. It's entirely legitimately. I pay tax. I pay what I need to pay, and you know, all I'm doing is to try to create a better life for me and my future family and 2 dogs. So people have respect for it, but it is a difficult position to come out to family and friends about it. And I would always, my advice to people with that is confide in somebody that you really trust, you know, initially. It's not, you don't start telling every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there. Keep your information to only people that need to know, because other people, they don't need to know your business. They don't need to know the intricacies of what you're doing. And just strategically tell people. And you look, I'm an open book. There's no question I will never not answer honestly, because I don't have anything to hide. And the type of person that I am, and this is probably why I have been so successful, is because I don't give a flying about what other people think.
You are the one
Because
paying your bills, right?
what's that? Sorry.
You are the one that pays your own bills, so
Exactly. At the end of the day, in life, right? Someone's going to judge you regardless of what you're doing. Even if I was doing nothing and didn't work, someone would have a judgment for that. What you need to know,
definitely.
as long as you're a good person, you've researched this and what is best for you in your life at this time, that's as good as anyone can ask. I've done therapy over the years. I've worked on myself a lot, and everybody should really. And if we're a responsible human, you like people, you have compassion and understanding and love, that there's no better job, because honestly, what I do, my job is like making other people happy, and it's an enjoyable experience. I don't really see it as work. It's enjoyable to earn money. It's not one of these jobs that you walk into the office at 9 a.m. and someone's already moaning at you, for some report that's not in the correct color scheme. I honestly, I've done 10 years of work in the normal world, and it was the best thing to ever happen to me. I swear, if I could kiss the
You
ground, I would. It's changed my life. And I went from not being able to afford, to buy an ice cream at a weekend to now, I'm going on luxury business class flights to Dubai for 2 weeks in 5-star holidays. I've earned that. I've worked for that. Every single penny that I have today is literally off my own back. I'm self-taught. I'm honestly self-made. Not many people can say that. Never had a penny from anyone. My family are not wealthy. I've come from poverty myself. And you'll learn very quickly that, the more that you give in terms of work at something, you can manifest stuff. I've always dreamt of sort of like having the big house, having the car, having the holidays. I've literally done it in less than 5 years. Within
amazing.
my first 3 months on adult work, I'd bought like a Jaguar F-type sports car. So like it's
Wow.
serious. We're talking, this is serious money. It's serious business. And if you do it right and you do it well and you do it right first time, like you can really change your life and have a lasting generational, impact. So
On all this year now that you've been in the industry, is there anything that you could rate? Let's say, I absolutely love this, and I don't like this. I hate this. Or do you like everything?
um no, that's actually such a good question. I would say my advice to anyone out there is, um my experience, I've done camming for 5 years, and I've done another I have a separate subscription site separate to this. And I would say the clientele is totally different. For people out there who are wondering like whether to start their own monthly subscription site versus camming, the clientele is totally different. My experience is that with people who pay a subscription monthly to talk to you, to buy content, videos, pictures, etc., that clientele is so mentally demanding. It's actually exhausting, because it's sort of 24/7. With camming, your clientele will come in and out of the camera, um, and they come for what they want, and then they leave. There's not like a constant hourly stream of people wanting you constantly. So
Do you have a
I
schedule
don't know.
when you do coming?
What's that? Sorry.
Do you have like a schedule kind of thing per week, or
Um,
you go whenever you want, or
I Yeah, I used to have a schedule. I used to do it daily, weekly, which you can. And I'm gonna try and go back to that and do the same. You're best to do that. You're best to work to a schedule, because then people will know, oh, Madison's gonna be online on 3 p.m. on a Friday. So you get good reoccurring clientele. But you don't have to, also there's a lot to be said for just popping on when you want. It just depends the structure of your life, what other obligations you have, kids, dogs, family, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, it's better to work to a schedule, definitely.
I think as long as you try to be consistent, like go live every, for example, daily or at least every 2 days, so people will know that you are there, you go live, and they do not forget that you exist, so they will come visit you. Competition is very high nowadays. They can go on the platform, they can find like 1,000 members going live at the moment. So if Madison is not there, that's fine. I will join another session. So the most important thing I would say is the consistency.
Consistency is fundamental to getting the most out of it and progressing. Because I think a lot of people, they sort of log on once in a while, very ad hoc and intermittently, but you can forge a serious career out of this. It is for the taking. Customers are online, and if you're not online, then the money that's meant for you will be spent on someone else. So the more that you work, the more that you retain for yourself, and it, like I say, it's for the taking. So if you're not going to take it, someone else will.
I think that's where it gets a bit tricky, because every time you're offline, you always think, oh my God, I could easily be live right now and earning some money, but I'm here, for example, chilling and watching TV. So that's a bit tricky.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to have balance. Everything is about balance. So work hard, play hard. So get your money, get what you need. The reason I'm successful today is because back in 2020, I would have a figure in my head that I would say, I'm not logging off until I have earned this. And I managed to do it every day because my determination, I did not want to fail, and I really needed the money. So I was just getting that bag, and I was just working hard it is graft, like, we can't lie, it's hard work, it's not easy. Anybody who tells you this stuff is easy is lying. And like I said earlier, you have to give this the respect that it deserves. So
you have to take as a business, right? And like we said in the beginning, it's like the mindset. Have your mindset into that as your business, and then you can make it happen, right?
Definitely.
Talking about that, I also see that you're active in your socials. How important do you believe that social media are? And do you use all the social medias, X, Instagram, and how important they are to generate more traffic towards your profiles and in your business?
Socials are everything. You have to have socials. You have to be aware of how to market yourself. Like we said earlier, this is a business. And if you want to be successful, socials are fundamental. X, TikTok, Instagram, all of the new ones as well. It's crucial. It is crucial because that is your brand. It's your front shop. It's your window of people looking in at you. And like the famous quote is, somebody has to see you 7 times before they'll want to buy from you. We live in such a competitive world now that everyone is fighting for each other's attention. And if you want to be successful, you have to do that too. You have to be in front of people. Hello, I'm still here. We live in a fast-paced environment, and you got to be live, you got to be streaming, you got to be putting good photos, good quality content, showing people who you are, but also not too much. So don't give too much away initially.
Regarding content, do you create content as well to live on the platform? So you can generate passive income selling your content as well?
I haven't ever done that, just merely because I haven't felt the need to, but it's definitely something that I want to expand and do 100%. My gallery, people do buy stuff from the gallery, even though I haven't really uploaded even recently, but yeah, you can make good money from that. And yeah, definitely that's a place of expansion that I need to look at for sure.
Yeah, that's we do recommend when people ask as well with because it is a passive income that you can sell
Yes.
one, you can sell 10, you can sell hundreds of videos
Yeah.
per month at some point. Okay, so towards the end of the chat, we have some questions, set questions that we would like to ask you. We call them ping pong questions. Very fun. Hope you enjoy it. If it's your first time here, remember, guys, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow us in our socials. In the description of this video, you will find Madison social as well, so you can click on there and find her. Yeah, remember to follow us and keep up. So the first question I have 5 warm-up questions, and then Aurora have 15 questions for you. So the first warm-up question is blow job or hand job?
Wow.
What was like, what?
Blowjob or hand job? Definitely blowjob. Yeah, 100%. You got to get in there.
All right. Dog style, 69 or missionary?
Doggy style missionary or 60. Doggy. It's all about the ass. You got to get it in.
Group sex, like an orgy or one-to-one?
Oh, I don't know. It's a hard one, actually. There's definitely I've been to sex parties. There's definitely space for group sex, but there's nothing that can beat a good one-to-one. You need that drilling, and it can only really technically be done by one person. So, yeah, one-on-one probably.
All right. Masturbation, solo or together with people around?
Together, way more fun, more exciting, more lively. Yeah.
And sex, morning or night?
The two are very different. Morning sex is very different to evening. Oh, it's hard. I'm not really a morning person. I'm very sleepy. So probably evening when I'm actually awake and no sleepy dust.
Aurora.
We got that answer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the part 2 of the theme questions. Before I go there, guys, don't forget if you have any questions for Madison, feel free to leave them in the comments, and me and Juan Amaro will read them out. And first question is, describe yourself in just one word.
Princess.
Second one, what's your ultimate turn on?
What's my what?
What's your ultimate turn on?
Ultimate turn on. Somebody that is into bimbofication.
Third one.
Bimbofication.
Yeah,
What's a bimbofication?
It's a specific kink. It's about, so that's my kink and how I market myself is bimbofication, which is you like to look like a walking, talking sex doll, like plastic, bimbo in mentality.
Oh, I see. Right.
and the third one is kissing or cuddling.
Kissing, definitely. As long as you're a good kisser.
What's your secret weapon to seduce someone? That's an easy question, isn't it?
My secret weapon to what?
to someone.
To send or to say?
To seduce somebody.
To seduce. Oh, my secret weapon is probably the fact that I look like a bimbo, but actually I could probably talk anybody under the table. So I'm actually really smart, and everybody judges me exteriorly when actually I'm super smart. So that's probably my secret weapon.
So you're
Play dumb.
lying, you say.
I play dumb, but I'm actually way smarter. Yeah.
And the next one is, what's one thing on your bucket list?
Oh, that's hard. One thing on my bucket list. Go to America and go on Route 66. I was going to say 69, but 66, isn't it? Yeah. Go to America, go up Route 66 and just travel. Yeah.
Okay. And the next one is, if you could meet and create content with a celebrity, who would that be?
Andrew Tate, because it would go so viral.
Unexpected.
That would be especially now with him trying to run for the PM.
Yeah, no, it'd be Andrew Tate, but I'd make him be the sub. I'd be the dominant, and absolutely, yeah.
Okay, move on to the next one. What's the last thing you Googled?
Oh, last thing I googled. This could be embarrassing. I don't actually know. How do you? I can probably look that up right now. I googled, the last thing I googled was how to check who lives at an address.
Okay, that was an honest reply. And move on
What's
to the
that?
next. That was an honest reply from your side, so we'll get
I'm
it.
always honest. I told you.
And next question is, what's your ultimate fantasy?
Ultimate fantasy. Sexually. I guess I want to go to like another sex party, and I just want to be super confident, have experiences and enjoy it, and just be, yeah, just have fun. Like that's probably my ultimate fantasy. Just be super liberal and just do whatever takes my fancy, really.
Okay. And next one is, what's the weirdest place or even situation you've ever had sex?
A church. In a church.
The church.
And no, it wasn't the priest, luckily. No, it was in a church, and it was sort of outside a church to begin with, and then it moved inside. So that's pretty weird.
All right. But not the priest, so less weird. Let's say.
Not the priest, so less
Not the
weird.
priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And move on to the last one. If you win 1 million today, what's the very first thing you would buy?
Million today. I would just buy a house for £999,999. And then
So all the money goes to the house.
all the money goes to the house because I have a car. I'm cool to do adult work until I'm 80. I just want to have fun. Like if I didn't have to pay a mortgage, I'd be all good. So yeah, just buy a house for £999,999.
It's amazing.
And that was it.
Well, that was a very fun and enjoyable podcast. So thank you so much to take your time
Thank you.
to being with us. It was really, really enjoyable. I really had fun. I hope you enjoy as much as we did.
Yeah, me too.
And the last thing would be for you to leave a message to anybody who is listening to us now. Maybe somebody who is starting now and they want to follow your footsteps. And yeah, the stage is yours.
A message to anybody who's watching. Come and check me out on Adult Work. I love to camp. I love to meet people. I love to have fun. Check out my socials as well. I'm such an ordinary person. No judgment, just fun here. And come and check me out because I'm honestly the best thing going. So come and check it out.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much from
Thank
Adult Work
you.
team. It was very nice to have you with us today. For everybody, remember, smash the like button and keep tuned. We do have some new things coming up. Very soon, we're doing a new podcast, myself and Aurora. We're going to be doing some Q&As. So if people have questions, please do leave them on our Twitter account, and we're going to be replying, answer those questions regarding Adult Work and webcam streaming to you guys on a video in the podcast as well. So again, Madson, you are the best. Thank you so much, Aurora.
Thank you so much for having me.
And for you, everybody else, until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.